What is up, guys? We are back. Peach Fuzz Season 2, Episode 6. Apologies for a bit of the delay. Ian went down for the count, and then I went down for the count. I'm still coughing, so apologies there if I cough the whole episode. I'm almost over it, I think. I've been saying that for about 5 days now. But yeah, sorry for the delay, guys. We are back. Should be regularly tuned program on Sundays now, but how we doing? 2 weeks into the season.
Well, man, I'm excited. I was thinking about that. I was like, wow. I was like, it is week 2, and through 1 week of GDC, and we're just not getting on here. But yeah, flu season has been brutal. I've talked to a ton of guys that have dealt with it already early season, like dealing with obviously starting the year where you got some good weather, but it seemed like it really didn't matter for flu season. Obviously, it's when it gets cold, everybody seems to get sick. But the first 2 weeks we had some really good weather, and everybody was still sick. So yeah, I couldn't miss it there, but I'm happy to be out. I've still been out every day trying to make it happen. But it's been great. Good to see some good baseball. Guys are ready to go. Everybody's pretty much in mid-season form, it seems like, in February, which is crazy to say, but guys are ready to roll here in Georgia pretty much all year round. So it's
Yeah,
pretty
I think
exciting to see some good baseball.
I think you guys are pretty much every day of the season. There has been
Yeah.
someone at a game. I think today's your first day, taking a day, but
Yeah, I've been talking to people, but
pretty
I guess we
insane.
had to. We had to today, I guess. I mean, I
Yeah,
consider
not a
it
lot of games
almost.
going on. Not many games
Yeah,
going on.
that's probably why.
Avery had his brother down in Milledgeville area, so he jumped and saw Gatewood's opening night versus Strong Rock, so getting some GI Double A action in there. So that was a good find there. I'll be anxious to see or hear what he has to say about that game. He left us some cliffhangers, but
Yeah.
yeah, we're hoping to have him on, but he said he's no service on his drive back from Gatewood. So we'll let Avery catch you guys up next week. I know everybody's gonna be bummed he's not here,
Putting him
but
in.
yeah, we're in full swing. That is for sure.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. It's been exciting. I mean, today I couldn't believe we had like we could talk about the weather again, but just since I've gotten to Georgia, like those first 2 weeks are usually the most brutal time of the year, especially for that first week of GDC. Obviously, it's been a week before in the past years. Obviously, we're a week later this year, but still, it was 75 this past weekend at the
Couldn't beat
ballpark.
it.
Like it felt like we were starting Labor Day summer tournaments already. That's what it kind of felt like. But yeah, I'm excited to be back at it. Taking a day today was awesome. I've been talking to people this year about doing that more so this year. I hate doing it. My FOMO is probably the worst it gets in this out here. So missing games is not fun. But yeah, I'll be back out tomorrow. Excited to see you guys and excited to talk about these first couple weeks, man.
Yeah, region play is already kicking off. Of course, you get the North Paulding Etowah matchup right out of the gate, which is a bit crazy. That place will be electric for that opening night, and then what else? There's some a couple other matchups. Creeview Lassiter opens up, and then that whole region, I guess, Cherokee Wheeler. But yeah, can't believe it's already region play. But yeah, let's recap the first 2 weeks a little bit, and then we'll get into Georgia Dugout Club. Um, from there, we'll name some Peach performers that we did a little bit last year. We're gonna do, I guess, two apiece, really, two from the first 2 weeks of the season, and then we'll do one from Georgia Dugout Club as well. So stay tuned to that. Towards the end, we do have all tournament team coming out for Dugout Club. Week 1, we sent an email out to coaches, got some nominations for that. So that'll be out on Wednesday, and then tomorrow Georgia Dugout Club Scout blog will drop along with probably staff selects on Wednesday. We're gonna try to make that a weekly piece where we just kind of highlight some names, some guys that stood out, underclass standouts, uncommitted spotlight type stuff, more of a list style article. But yeah, let's get rolling. First week. Yeah, what you got on week 1?
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember what date our last episode was. If we
Yeah, I don't think we've talked about any high school. I
any
don't
high school. Sorry,
think.
let me fix this chair here. I'll make it off camera real quick. It's killing me. Yeah, literally have to buy a new chair, guys. Sorry about that.
I think our last, I think our last episode, last episode was opening day, or the day before opening day.
Okay, yeah. So opening day, man. I was out at Pope and Blessed Trinity. Pretty big matchup on opening night there. Couldn't really pass that one up. I got there at maybe 2:15 for a 6 o'clock game, which sounds chaotic and sounds a little psychopath behavior there. But there was 25 pro guys who beat me there by 2:15. So that's the first time that's happened. It was probably the craziest scene I've seen for a pro matchup. I mean, I mentioned it before, but since I've seen Jack Bauer, I talked about it at the scrimmage this year. Like the first 2 weeks of this year were just insane for pro scout and pro just coverage in general. Like there was guys everywhere. It seems to either they're doing due diligence early in the year. Obviously, we've seen guys like Joseph Contreras. We've seen him twice now. Been up to 98 here in February, which is kind of unheard of. It's easy. It's 5 pitches. He's throwing them for strikes. But back to opening night, Nick Boborowski looked really good for me. Guy we've seen a ton. There's some no hitters for us in the summer. Guy who pitches with a ton of confidence. Georgia Southern commit 85, 87, spins it up to I think it was 34.95 was the top one, I think, on opening night, which is pretty unheard of. I haven't seen a spin rate like that since, like, Carter Stewart back in the day, which is pretty crazy to say. It's been 10 years since we've talked about that guy. But, yeah, fun opening night. Just the atmosphere for an opening night like that was crazy. There wasn't an empty seat in the house. There was people packed in there. It was every parent was there. Every scout was there. I mean, the kids were all into it. It was pretty good to get out there. I mean, we moved on to right from there, right to Carrollton and Noonan. Another good matchup. I think I've done that first week matchup the last 2 years. It's been exciting to see. We've seen Carrollton a few times earlier this year. Went down and saw them in Savannah at the Coastal Georgia Invitational. We'll talk about a little bit of that as well. But man, they're hitting this year. Put up 18 runs in the first week against the defending state champions in Noonan, which was pretty impressive to see. That whole lineup is ready to hit this year. It seems like they got guys that really bought in. All 9 of those guys are ready to play at all times. They got guys on the bench that can hop in and really contribute as well. They got some returning arms. We talked about them, obviously a Power 25 team.
Yeah, I've always loved their lineup, especially now with a couple of those guys being a year older. I always thought that they had a chance to make a run. Even last year, running into Etowah obviously wasn't ideal for them, but I think if they can get a couple pieces on the mound, they could maybe make some noise this year for sure.
It's been a fun week for the arms, man. Saw Colin White twice already this year, up to 95 both times. Aiden Pack up to 94 in opening week against Parkview.
Yeah, we gotta get the heat. We gotta get the heat sheet rolling with the arm. I feel like we didn't have it. We didn't have this last year.
And we might already have 25 guys bumping 90 plus. I think.
Yeah, at least
without question, which is pretty.
Yeah, and starting there, opening night, I had Cambridge versus Milton, a little crosstown, a little rivalry type game to start the season. Gebhardt was going, so I really wanted to see that Gebhardt Kalen Frederick matchup. Frederick got a good piece off of him to dead center, just right at him, kind of jammed him a little bit, but Cambridge ended up no hitting Milton. Kind of got interesting towards the end, but Cambridge ended up pulling it out to get the win opening night. Milton's got a couple pieces, though. I think that if they got Miller Green, Jacob Sherrill was a new name for me that looked good at the plate and on the mound. I think we saw him one of our guys saw him at Dugout Club as well this weekend. So they got David Bowman up there at the top of the order. So look for them to get things rolling, especially with Frederick. Frederick seems like he's all over the baseball, just hitting it right at guys. That game, he hit probably a 100 EV liner to the first baseman on the ground. You saw him get a barrel. I saw him go backside pretty much to the wall that got caught. But we knew we were going to be on him early just from his preseason showing. And, off to a good start this year. We'll definitely check back in on him pretty soon. But, yeah, good opening game night for me. Gebhardt was good. Ethan Rasper was good. Really liked their middle infield when Gebhardt's pitching with Sebastian Peralta and Callaway Holmes. They got a good little thing going there. So, from there I jumped to Fellowship at Pace. Fellowship kind of had a wonky schedule to where we weren't going to see them, I guess, for maybe another week or so. So, got out there to see them. No seniors last year, returned the whole team, and man, I really like the team they have. They beat Pace. Co Puckett looked awesome. Walker Wagner did not have much to show for, but took some really good ABs. I think he had a bomb or two the game after, the day after. So look for him to get rolling. Who else for them? Braden Burrows, sophomore for them, was kind of a pop-up name. I looked back and we did see him over the summer some, or one of the interns or somebody did, but really like him. Super athletic frame, moves really well, explodes out of the box. Had a backside double or triple in that game, and then pace. Got to see Deuce Green in the lineup, freshman for them. A lot of competitive ABs, but yeah, that was a good little matchup. I'd never been to Pace before. Got off the exit, and the field was more than off site, I would say. I was expecting to be like near the school, at least on the same exit, but it was not. So it took a good 30 minutes to get over there. So luckily I was early, but we made it nonetheless. James Sharp looked awesome. I think he's a big uncommitted 27 that's really going to make some noise this spring. He had an awesome preseason, a two-way guy to definitely keep an eye on as we as we roll into summer.
Drink cough, just doing you dirty.
Yeah, man, it's so weird. It's like it keeps changing too. Like it's when I talk and it's like goes from a tickle to like a dry cough. It's the worst, but won't complain about it too much. Just
Yeah. But
apologies
no,
on the
yeah,
cough.
the first couple of weeks of rivalry games that you just mentioned were really fun. Like I seem to find myself at a bunch. It seemed like Calhoun and Sonoranville was an awesome matchup. I didn't know how big of a crosstown rivalry that was. Obviously, I should, being living in North Georgia now, I should probably understand these rivalries a little bit better. But that was really cool to get out there. I was out there. It was a JV varsity doubleheader that night, so I got out there probably like second inning of the JV game, and it was almost a packed house already. So pretty cool to see that, and like you could just tell nobody was going anywhere, and there was more people coming, and it was pretty. It's a pretty cool little setup they have there at Calhoun. You're kind of packed in. It's pretty intimate feel when you're at the game, so everybody's kind of on top of each other. But it
You're
was
like
cool to see.
surrounded by that cover. It like feels
Yeah,
like it's super tight.
yeah, it's like super. It feels tighter than it really is. So like it feels kind of like domish, but like it makes the environment like when it's exciting pretty well. And we had a really good pitching duel in that one. Rocco Baxter and Griffin Long started that one. We kind of went at each other for 5 innings. It was pretty much no barrels for the first 5 innings. Griffin was up to 93, showing 4 pitches. The cutter looks really good. Changeup's obviously been one of his bread and butters for a long time. Had 20 plus pro guys there for his start for the second time this spring, which is awesome to see. A former future gamer for us, Kennesaw State commit. It was kind of just blossomed at the right pace,
Kind of a
for the
Reed
guys.
Worley esque path
Yeah,
a
yeah,
bit.
exactly, man. Young for the class as well, so kind of has that projection left going for him.
Athletic Hooper.
athletic, throwing the ball harder, really good mover on the mound. Just really checks a lot of boxes for guys, and I think he's going to have pro guys in there probably every start this spring. But yeah, back to Rocco as well, man. He was out there to compete. Went four, I think 4 or 5 no hit innings in that one. Just kind of came at guys, got huge outs when he needed to. Like got some really big strikeouts, rolled some really big double plays. Like really was ready to attack and like wasn't afraid of the moment. And that was cool to see. Obviously, I believe Calhoun pulled that one out in the end. Obviously, they had some good guys who pulled some big outs on the bullpen as well. Sorry, I'm fumbling my words here. 2 weeks off, I can't talk here. Ryder Hood was really good. Camden Stewart was really good out on the mound as well. They just check boxes, man. I mean, that's a team. I think they beat them again a few days later in a big rivalry again. I think they played over at Rome Stadium in a cool little North Georgia thing they did there as well. North Atlanta love it. Another rivalry or crosstown, I guess you could say. I was at the first 2 weeks of the year. It was awesome to see Jack Reese at the top of that lineup. Looks as good as we've seen him. 3 for 4 night. Had a pull side double to clear the bases. Went pull side pull side bomb that would just kept carrying into the trees there. Avery had talked so much about that park, so I had to get out there early, and he wasn't
Pretty
lying about.
sweet.
Yeah, was not lying about the facilities there. It was probably one of the cooler places to watch a game. The ballpark's kind of set up like old school, like in a dome setting type I guess type feel. It's kind of like stadium seating, and you're like kind of down in a valley. Played the ball flies really well there. It's pretty cool. Another intimate feel type setting as well. Fans came out for that. A really winning culture they have there. I love it. So pretty cool to see that kind of rivalry. The 1, 2, 3 at the top of the lineup for North Atlanta, I really liked for that. Three
Yeah.
seniors and Sam Coons, Dustin Rovac, and Bray Hill. All can run, all can hit. 2 or 3 guys are switch hitting, bat the ball from both sides. They're going to get on base. They got some scrappy seniors in that lineup they're going to hit. I mean, I like that team. I know Cal went down with an injury, Cal Williamson, that night. I don't know how bad it could. Hopefully, all good spirits there. So to get him back on the mound, he really can lead that rotation. A guy we're really high on, 83, 85 from the left side. A ton more to come there. Athletic, big body, 6'5", 230. So ton of pieces for both of those teams, man. The senior leadership they have over there for Levitt's gonna be big down the stretch. I know I'm rambling here. I've been to so many games. I'm trying to like fit them all out, fit it all
Yeah,
in here.
I
Time
uh,
here.
I jumped over to Holy Innocents in North Atlanta when you guys were down at in Savannah, and yeah, same thing. I thought the same thing about North Atlanta. Cal was battling, I guess, the same thing I may have had. A bunch of people had. His mom
Yeah,
offered
he
some
was.
Nyquil before
Yeah,
the
he said he was
game.
had a 102 fever that game. Like these weird kids have been going through it. I know some guys like Pickens lost 9 pounds. Like it's hit guys in the craziest ways. So yeah, it's been crazy.
Yeah, Bryce Floyd went for Holy Innocents. Not his sharpest stuff, but the velo is still there from the fall, which is really good. The slider action was there. He was just kind of missing it, yanking it a little bit, pulling it for balls, but still competed. Like he still got the outs when he needed to. I think he's going again this week. We might jump out to see him again. If not, probably again soon. But he's a sophomore that we'll check back in on. Those guys will definitely find their groove and get rolling. Outside of that, I was gone last week, but my last game that first week was Wesleyan at GAC, which was a good one. This Wesleyan lineup can really, really hit. And with Maddox McCollum, he was like really impressive. Grayson's in the mix at Kennesaw now, hitting and pitching. I wouldn't be surprised if Maddox is the same way here in a couple years. Was up to 90, held velo the whole game, struck out 9, I think. Coons had a barrel on him to dead center for a triple, but outside of that, he really didn't get hit much. I think that lineup's going to have a chance to really, really do something. I was messing with the coach. I was like, where are the freshmen at? And Purcell got a start later in the week, or not a start. I think he came in against North Gwinnett and did well. He is starting tomorrow, I believe. Don't know if we'll get there or not, but we'll definitely get out to see him early. And I wouldn't be.
Already doing us dirty with scheduling in the early season. We've been good so far, and now it's already getting hard. 3 weeks in, and we already got these tough days.
Yeah, so I think if that senior heavy lineup keeps hitting, and then you get Huddy on the mound, and then potentially Carter Radix in the mix behind the dish as well, getting in that lineup and even on the mound, I think that they're going to have a chance to make a little run. But yeah, that was pretty much it for me. The first, I guess, 2 weeks. I know Avery had a ton of stuff. We won't burst his bubble. We won't steal his thunder from him, but
Yeah, we'll let him get his little notes together, and he'll be ready to roll
yeah.
for following week.
Anything else from you on the first 2 weeks that you can think of?
Yeah, I'll
Crazy.
touch on. Good to see Austin Neese. He battled some injuries last year. Came out and hit a massive bomb. In my look this week, just really taking some tight swings. Looks as physical we've ever seen. He's probably 6'3", 220 now, and looks every bit of it. Some Pete Alonso vibes when you see the swing and the body there now. Joseph Binnick on the mound was really good, 87, 88, throwing 5 pitches for strikes, getting whiffs with everything you wanted. That's really it. Went down to Macon, saw first Prez. Really like that lineup as well. There's some dual sport guys, some recent White Waters, recent Augusta two-way guy. Excuse me, I should say two-way commit to Augusta. Showed really well. Went 6 strong on the mound against a really good lineup from TCC. Looked really good. Obviously, Keon Johnson looked phenomenal defensively and at the plate. Was barreling balls backside and full side. Major Simmons, a guy that I've went down there and seen a few times, just barrels every time I see him. He's QB.
Is he the quarterback? Yeah.
Yeah, he does more so a football guy than he is baseball. But just he's 6'2", 200 pounds in center field. Can really go get it. Just kind of that plus athlete you really want on your team at all times. They can really swing it from the left side as well. Just always hits for me and just does it against good pitching as well. So good to get down and see them early in the year. They play some tough competition early in the year. I know they beat Lee County and TCC opening week, which
Nice.
is pretty cool for a school that's only got, I think I looked it up when I was down there, 700 students and they're K through 12. So like TCC has 15 or 1600 from 9 through 12. So like beating a big school like that when you only got so many kids in your senior class is maybe 100 kids in your senior class or less. Got to be pretty cool for them to play competition like that early in the year. Kind of gets them ready for their region play, which I know starts this following week as well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, awesome couple of weeks. Should we give a couple check-in stats on the old fantasy teams?
Oh man, so
for the
yeah, that's
first two
been
weeks?
so yeah. I was deep in some box score checking and going through some stats this morning, and it was pretty crazy to see the numbers put out there because we did pretty well. We're doing pretty well. Like
Yeah,
I'm
it's
shocked.
good numbers across the board.
I went through like first thing I went through Avery and I's, and we both had the same number of total hits, which I thought was crazy over the first couple weeks. Um, yeah, but it's been interesting. Everybody's already hitting over 325 as a team, all three of us, which is
Yep.
pretty cool.
Me and you have 6 bombs apiece. Avery has 5. You're
You're
leading the way. You're leading the way in doubles, right?
Yeah,
12.
12 doubles. You're stealing a
I
ton of
got
bases.
10.
23 bags for you, which is crazy to see. Shout out to Winnie on that one. I know he's got like 7 or 8, which is crazy to see. Good.
Yeah, he's steady Eddie in there for sure. I always see the Pope screenshot of their stats. I always check in on that. Um, Grant Bradley's carrying the squad power wise. 4 bombs on the year. He
Yeah.
conquered the Green Monster at Holy Innocents. What else? Yeah, my pitching's got to get rolling a bit. We're doing well. 11 innings, 1 earned, 6 walks, 19 Ks. But we need big Tommy Gentry to get things rolling for us.
Yeah, I had 2 big shove fests from Chubb, 25 Ks over 2 starts from him, which is awesome to see. Really good pick there in my utilities box. He's also swinging it at the dish as well, so nice addition there. Yeah, you got some guys that really haven't played too much. I was just I want to shout out a crazy thing that I saw today going through some box wars, but shout out Hateville in their opening night win, stealing 32 bags as a team, which is just an absurd amount of steals that I've ever seen. So, big
That's
shout out to
insane.
them. Big Chance Thomas with 4 opening night. Got on base and just was
When
running
was
his
that? When
place.
was opening night?
I think last week they played their first game. It was a big winner for Douglas. But yeah, I saw the stolen base numbers and I was in disbelief.
Yeah,
I
that's
saw that those
crazy.
boys over there just really running their tails off to open the year. Getting that good weather, man, and was ready to run.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, that's gonna be fun to kind of keep up with. Nothing too crazy, but we'll do a couple check-ins here and there. Let you guys know how it's going. Um,
Yeah, it's been fun to
but
do.
yeah, outside of that, like I said, first good weeks. Like we said, I've been to heck, I don't know how many games already, but jumping right into Georgia Dugout Club, really action-packed week. Same thing next weekend too. I kind of like that it's later in the year. It gave us a chance to do a couple different things early in the year, just because we're so focused on the weekends for Dugout Club. It was good to get down to Savannah, down to Savannah to Richmond Hill. But yeah, Friday night we had what was the big game? Oh, BT Loganville, right?
BT Loganville, yeah, was the prime time matchup on Friday night. We had Joseph Contreras again. We were excited to see that on the big screen, seeing the TrackMan numbers. It's cool to seeing the split in the fastball there. But
What was the crowd? How's the crowd over there? I was on the other side.
yeah, pretty huge. I mean, the crowd was big. The crowds were big all weekend
Every
long.
game.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
every game, like it was kind of standing room only at every field. Like people saw the good weather. Obviously, it's 70 degrees on Saturday, and you had baseball on 8 fields. Like it was kind of a can't miss day. But yeah, it started Friday night. I mean, it was a nice Friday night. But back to that BT Loganville matchup. Shout out to Trip Sapp, kind of just stole the show, man. Was ready for the moment. Just kind of goes about his business in every setting. Kind of has the calmest demeanor I've ever seen for the kid that age with that kind of talent, who just continues to get better. Hopped on the mound, 85, 87, throwing 3 pitches for strikes. Was coming right at guys, throwing some right on right changeups as well. Ripping the slider off kind of whenever he wanted for swing and miss. I think he punched out 9 and 5. I think he had 6 over the first 2 or 3 innings and was really feeling himself. He was getting soft contact. I mean, that's not an easy lineup to really come out there and attack.
No.
There's guys that can burn you all throughout that lineup. I mean, it starts at the top, and there's guys. I mean, there's guys at the bottom that can hit bombs as well. We saw Quinn Davis who was hitting a 9-hole go yard as well. So that team's gonna hit. But man, he was ready to go. Man, he had a base knock off Joseph as well. Was ready. Took 95 backside. I mean, just kind of poked it, but got the barrel on it. I mean, did his job. Got on base. Was really just ready to compete. I mean, we've talked about that with Loganville so many
Yeah, that's
times.
what I was
I
about to
mean,
say.
it's
We
just
called. I
cracking.
mean,
It's
we said
like I
Loganville
was
being
telling
Loganville.
everybody prior, like obviously you talk about Loganville. There's not too many guys that like you just like stand out are going to be like your guy. They're all just going to be gamer types. And I was like, Joseph's
And they
really going to
mixed the
have to
lineup up
pitch.
too all weekend.
No, yeah, so like you're gonna have to pitch, man. They're all gonna get on base. They're not gonna be afraid to bunt. They're not gonna be afraid to swing at mistakes. Like it's gonna be a tough matchup, and that's what they bring every time. And they pulled out a really big win in that one. Obviously, I went and saw them in the scrimmage this year. I mean, it was a scrimmage, but they fought in that one and beat Parkview at home. So that's a team that's always gonna bring their best stuff against the best team. So it was pretty cool to see that, and obviously a big early season win for that squad. Love that coaching staff. I've spent a ton of time just kind of hanging out next to the dugout doing video and
But
stuff.
the
Just
trip,
being
yeah, they're
around those
hilarious.
guys has been awesome. So like
Yeah,
obviously that team is really cool, and obviously the staff there as well has been there for a really long time and have such a culture for winning. So it's pretty cool to be around that team and seeing that in person a lot this year.
yeah. And with that, I kind of say we just stick on each division and we just touch on some stuff from each team if we want
Yep.
to. I know we pretty much bounced around and saw pretty much everybody at some point, one way or the other. Um, Avery did see a bit more of Cherokee, but shout out to Cherokee beating BT and Loganville. We kind of
Undefeated on the weekend, I believe.
Hillgrove got them
Oh,
in
okay.
that first one. Yeah, but regardless, beating two of the better teams in the entire event. They just got a good group of guys. They're well coached. They run the bases well. They do the small things. I think Caden McGee had a big weekend. We got to see Colin there. He was Player of the Week for Lagrange a couple weeks ago, which that's cool to see. We need to talk on a few of the 25s getting some time in too, maybe later. But yeah, shout out Cherokee. Good stuff there. Winning that division. I assume going 2-1. Yeah, Avery saw them mostly. I guess we can go ahead and roll over to the Field 9 division with East Paulding, Harris County, Marietta, and Washington County. Harris County, Avery was locked in on those guys, but
Yeah,
talk about
Goody.
Luke Gowdy, Goody. Have to learn that one. But
Yeah, I'll butcher that. That's on me.
barrels after barrels for the freshman. I think he had 5 or 6 hits on the weekend. Avery kept coming over and showing me the swing. And it's really good. I really, really like it. There was a lot of swings that he was showing me, showing me that I liked. What was the Clark? Was it Hudson Clark?
Yeah.
A good uncommitted senior there. Dejan Elder was pretty electric to kick things off. He was what, 88, 90, 91 in
91.
his start. So really electric Harris County team with Caden Dimitri and Will Dimitri. They don't have Caden back on the mound yet, but I think that'll be a big get for them. There's one more arm I'm missing for them. A junior, Starling. I believe Avery was telling me about him. I think he was the first night. He was upper 80s. Joseph Starling.
Okay, yeah, I believe you're right.
I want to say, but regardless, we'll get to see those guys. Probably some more Washington County. You saw Ryland a little bit, right?
Yeah, swinging it all weekend long. Just missed a homer day one, I believe. I was blowing in pretty good from center there on field nine, and he got into one pretty good. Pimped it just a hair down the line. I ended up getting a drop in right field, but still was on second pretty easily because it's the
He can
fastest play,
move.
maybe the fastest play we got in that class. Followed it up in his next AB, went 11-1-4 from home to third on a stand up triple in the backside gap that just kind of looked effortless off the bat. You knew he was on third as soon as he left left home plate. You knew he was on third. So that's kind of what he brings to the table at speed. When every time he makes contact, there's a chance he's on base. Doesn't matter if it's a pop fly because I mean accidents happen, or if he's hitting on the ground, he's going to beat out grounders at first, and he just moves every time he hits the gaps. And man, he's starting to show some power. Obviously, I told you just missed one, but hit one later in the week. Got into one.
Yeah. He
That's
said
the
he was
second.
going to too. I
Yeah,
saw him
and
on Friday warming
he
up.
loves field nine. I think that's the second or third homer I've seen him hit on field nine already at Lake Point in the last 12 months. So like he's all about it on field nine, whether it's with a Brave Scout team obviously with Washington
And
County
he's
being
so-
pretty
he's
bad.
so competitive too. He's
Yeah,
fun to watch play for sure.
it's tough, man. They got some fun seniors in that lineup as well. Ty Mobley and Mac May at the top. Obviously, they're two of their leaders from last year's team made the playoffs. Kind of set the tone for them. Getting Ty back on the mound here soon will be awesome for them. Just starting to throw again, dealing with some injuries there, but swinging it big in the lineup. Ridley, every time he came to the plate, seemed like teams were afraid to give him anything to hit. I saw him intentionally walked multiple times in a couple of looks, and
Dang.
yeah, it was good. I mean, it's early in the season. Obviously, when you see him step in the box at 6'5", 230, it's kind of a different presence when he steps in there. Obviously, I think he hit 10 or 12 bombs last spring as well, so guys know what he can do, and if you pitch around that, it's easy to probably maybe get some outs there. But yeah, good to see them in the year. Obviously, the South Georgia team, we're going to get down to South Georgia more, but obviously getting them up here in early part of the season is
Yeah.
awesome to see. You know, it helps us out. Obviously, they were up here for the playoffs last year, which was cool as well. But seeing them early in the year was good to see. Obviously, we've seen Marietta a few times earlier this year. I know they've looked good early and often, starting to hit the ball well. Britton Hole still swinging it every time we see him. You know, just gets on base. Maybe one of those guys who hits 500 this spring just quietly. You know, you're not even thinking about it. You look up and he hits 505 in the spring. So, kind of like that squad. I want to get out and see their field. Obviously, they've got it redone the last couple of years. Still haven't seen it. You know,
Yeah,
obviously,
it's sweet.
Avery's been out there. I know it's a nice spot. So hopefully, get out there here in the next couple of weeks as well.
Yeah, and I think Marietta East Paulding put together a kind of a Lake Point after dark game.
Yeah.
Our camera guy was still there for it. He got a little clip, some clips up, so that was exciting. They played a good little game that was back and forth, went into extra innings. Jumping to field 11, this was probably my favorite group of the weekend. Honestly, because it was Troop battling a bit against a bunch of 6A's kind of powerhouses. Troop was a team that I kind of like fell in love with in the state championship, just the way they played, the way they're coached, and they pretty much have everybody returning. Davis Munkus, Chase Mosley, Garrett Edwards, and then Courtney um, Wilson, and then what's Delaney? Delaney.
Trey Dean as well, but I forget Delaney's first name.
Yeah, and then Jake Perry. But anyways, it's a fun group to watch. They get after it. Chase, that was your kind of first look at them. You really like Munkus and Chase. They played some competitive games. Brookwood played some good games. Harrison let you touch on Brett going off, but yeah, really fun division with those four squads.
Yeah, I was pretty excited to see Troop. Obviously hearing all the stories last year from the playoffs and the run that they won on, and just the amount of gamers and athletes they had on that team, it was kind of just excited to see
And who
that
they
team
went through
finally.
too with Pickens and Bluff
Yeah,
was
just
was
battling
pretty
through that
impressive.
and winning and just coming out on top. Obviously, they were down in Savannah, and I didn't miss them there as well, so I was upset about that. But just seeing Munkus in person, obviously, he liked the swing, was ready, does not chase, can barrel things throughout the zone. When he expands, he's going to find the barrel as well. Went backside, went pull side, smashed the ball to the middle of 103 as well. Just kind of was living on the barrel. The ball that Mosley hit out for me was like an insane turn he took on the ball. The kind of fastball was kind of at his
Up,
face.
right?
At his face, yeah, and he kind of got the barrel onto it, stayed compact. I saw the coach quote tweet the video, said he's gained 20 pounds over the last year, and it kind of shows he's got
Yeah.
quads that are noticeable in a uniform, like ready to compete. Was up to 89 on the mound. It was kind of just that big piece for them. Courtney Wilson took some huge swings as well from the left side, kind of like that cut as well. Maybe it's a plus glove at first. It's kind of that dependable glove they have in the dirt for them. They got guys that can compete, and he just kind of just fills it up and just makes some of the better stretches. And made a diving play that stole a run as well. You got Jake Perry at short and on the mound, like you just touched on. It's a fun squad. They're going to
Yeah.
compete obviously against the 6A teams. They fought everybody. I don't think any game was a blowout. Obviously, there was a tough one. Like you mentioned, Brett Hemphill had himself a breakout day. Obviously, we've talked about him a ton in the early season. He came to preseason All-State, put on a show. Was a big name in Pennsylvania last year with those guys as a freshman, so we kind of knew about him coming into this, and he's kind of just showed up and just staked his claim early as being one of those guys. This is going to be a major factor in this 2028 class. Went yard twice in the game, went pull side, no doubter on a first pitch slider, just inner half, just sat on it and just did not miss it. Off the bat, you saw the defense just turn around and pretty much just watch the ball because it was kind of like one of those no doubters. Next day, B went backside 97 into the valley. that just kept carrying. Just gets the swing, just gets the barrel. He's got great hands for the zone. There's bat speed there. He's 6'2", 220 pounds. He's up to
Can
86,
can
88
can
on the
move a
mound
little
as
bit
well.
too.
What's that?
I think can move a little bit too.
Can move a little bit. Like you could play him in center if they didn't have 2+ athletes in center field or in the outfield next to him as already. Like he could be a center fielder on 80% of these teams in the state as well. He was hitting. I don't think he hit a ball under 97 all weekend, which is really impressive to see. Obviously, a left-handed bat with that kind of upside is kind of impressive, and somebody you kind of have to continue to watch because you never know what those guys can really develop into, and it's kind of like top of the class upside for him. And this was kind of a breakout weekend against. I mean, you say it's 3A competition, but Troop's a team where they're going to come right at you. You got to
Legit.
compete. And
Yeah,
he was
ready to go.
Yeah, he was ready to go. Hopped on the mound, like I said, 86, 88. There's more in the tank there, ripping off sliders as well. It's easy out of the hand with some cut right action. So really fun profile there for Breck. Guy.
Yeah, glad Harrison got rolling
this week as well. So yeah, that team to see. Good to see Harrison, who started 0-4, I believe, but go 3-0 this weekend. Really come back. Big shout out to Jax Johnson. So had a little scary injury there in day one, but seems to be all good there. Maybe it might be out just a short amount of time, but seems to be in all health there and good reason.
And on those same lines, I didn't know. Parker Hope took one off the face in the first game of the season. So he's like stitched up.
Scary injuries, yeah.
Stitched up on his eye. His eye's still super red. I saw him in the dugout, went over and talked to him, and yeah, they definitely need him back for sure. He was a big piece in that lineup. But yeah, hate to see injuries like that, but glad both of them are all good. I saw Jack over there, and I guess he might be eating smoothies for a little bit, but hopefully he'll be back at it.
Jaw or cheek though, which is huge. When you get hit in the face with a 92-mile-an-hour liner, you really think the worst. But like I was sitting right there, open side. I saw him. I mean, the whole time. So it was just to see everybody in good spirits. After a situation like that's pretty scary. But
yeah, and on those lines, it's so hard to do these with like our rankings with teams like that. Like they're gonna get going. It's like. Week one, we gave a lot of guys benefit of the doubt. Week one, shaking things out, but kind of going to shake some things up tomorrow with the new drop. Just teams starting to perform. You get your 6-1, 6-2 guys that kind of start to separate themselves a bit. East Forsyth was the same way, beat Denmark, and then had a decent showing this weekend as well. Senior heavy team or kind of upper class heavy team. So always teams like that, you kind of never want to bet against because typically camaraderie is pretty good and they want to win and gotta have a pretty good group to do it. But yeah, jumping into Field 12 division, I saw a little bit of this. Cambridge, Grovetown, North Springs, and Osborne. Didn't get to see a ton of Grovetown and North Springs, Osborne, but Cambridge was a really fun team. I really like it. You get Gebhardt. Had a couple barrels for me. Went pull side, ground rule double, and then Hunter DV up the middle. I know you saw him pitch, but yeah, fun little Cambridge team to watch for sure. Parker Spencer had a big weekend. I'm trying to think who else. Saw a couple other guys barreling, but yeah, Gebhardt was good on the mound and at the plate.
Yeah, we talk. I mean, you don't want to spend too much more time on Gebhardt. We've talked about him all the time, but yeah. Seeing 91 plus in the fifth from him was a really big development. Obviously, stuff on the mound has taken huge strides in a quick amount of time. So just seeing him being able to hold velo late in the games, he was 88, 92 throughout. Showed 4 pitches. Was snapping off the bender at like 69, 71, like whenever he wanted. Like
that's how it was. He was feeling it at Milton with the breaking ball too.
Yeah,
I think he went first pitch breaking ball of the game.
After he's throwing like 91 by you and then taking 20-mile-an-hours off and throwing a rainbow in there, and like he was just getting guys. He was freezing guys whenever he wanted with that. I think he punched out 9 and 5.
And it's just getting used. He's just getting used to starting too.
Yeah, that was another thing. It's awesome to see that development of the guy we think has some of the best arm talent in that 28 group. We talk about that 28 group a ton, man. But just seeing, it was a huge weekend for those guys. Obviously with Tripp and Breck and Kalen and Gavin. So just that group is just developing at a rapid rate, and it's going to be really impressive to see what these guys look like in the summer and going into next year when it's going to be all about that class. So. Yeah, really fun group. I mean, really fun to see that Cambridge team finally, because I know you were out there, but I was really looking forward to seeing him on the mound this week.
Yeah, I did look over, and Grovetown and Osborne might have played the longest game of the weekend, and it was a slugfest. I think I saw like double digits, extra innings on both sides. So I'm sure that was a fun game. Didn't get to catch a ton of it, but jumping over to the 13, we had Alatoona, Thomas County Central, Camden, and Sprayberry. Kick things off with Thomas County Central winning that weekend. They go to 6-1, I believe, on the year. Reed Gaines, you saw him, was near perfect with 14 of 15 batters struck out. Correct?
Yeah, it was. He faced 17, had a walk and a hit by pitch, but yes, 14 of 15 outs was via punchy. First nine, I believe, was VK. It was.
I did find out through our alternate team. Gavin Gebhardt had an immaculate inning.
Oh, phenomenal.
Yeah,
So
so
yeah,
fun stat
fun
there.
stat there for early in the year, especially a little feather in the cap there for him.
But that's three strikeouts on nine
Nine
pitches, right?
pitches, yeah,
Yeah.
correct. But no, Reed was feeling it from the first pitch of the game. The fastball was just running right. I mean, sinking
Something
in
with his
in the
delivery
dirt.
too makes it look like
It's
it's even harder
deceptive,
than it
and
is.
he moves well. It was 92. He reached back for his
Kind of a quick
first
delivery.
pitch late in the game. I think he was 92.9. Then he hit 93.1. Later in the game, the slider looked really good as well. He was ripping off the bender as well. Obviously, he has a really good changeup. We've seen a ton. It's kind of like a kick change he throws there. Really kills spin on it and buries it to both sides of the plate. 74 or 72% strikes, 19 whiffs, 14 Ks, obviously, in 5 innings. They run ruled that one. Hudson Williams has had a really good week.
Yeah.
Hopped on the mound this week. I was talking to his family. He was 88-91 last week. He was up to 90 the following week against First Prez. Hit a pull side bomb this week. Hit a backside triple for me. Was in the leadoff spot for them a few times this weekend. Kind of developing and becoming that guy that they need this year. They need a big bat in that lineup and on the mound for somebody else to step up behind Reed or be in the bullpen. Like he's kind of doing it all for them right now. So it's been awesome to see Hudson's development. We've seen him a ton over the last few years. What was it, man? Preseason ID at it was at TCC, I believe. The first
Yeah.
time we
It
saw
was.
him, yeah. So yeah, that was the
Yep.
first time that I saw him. So 2 years ago. So yeah, we've seen Hudson kind of develop over the last few years. Really physical kid, just continues to put the work in. Obviously, the development there is just still happening, and it's coming now for them. And it's awesome to see that team winning games early. I know they're going to be in a tough region down there, but they continue to win. Man, and Cy Joe knows how to coach. Awesome.
Yeah, Cooper Chastain had a couple home run game, but I talked to Coach Jones a little bit. Yeah, he's excited about what they got going on. They really figured some things out. Obviously, always have to shake off some rust in year one, get some chemistry rolling, but seems like they got it moving in the right direction. Starting off with that, didn't see. I didn't get to see Sprayberry or Altoona as much. Ashton Brown was in the leadoff spot. Nick Camden County.
Best game of his young career on varsity with a 3-for-3 with a triple, I think, in the opening night there. So awesome to see that for Ashton, a guy we know who loves to hit at Lake
Just
Point.
missed a bomb too. Went pull side. It was
Yeah,
foul. I kind of like peeked over and saw it, but just the swing sneaky. He's a bat to ball guy for sure. But if it gets in on him, he's gonna get the barrel out.
no doubt. It's kind of like Dylan Andre, man. Kind of has the same in and out swing and really can get to that ball pull side and really pull carry balls that way. But yeah, good to see Ashton at the top of that lineup. He's getting some leadoff starts for them already, which is awesome to see as a freshman. Got a ton of development. We've seen that kind of one of our pick to clicks in the preseason. It's being one of those freshmen to be one of those main contributors. And
He's on Avery's team, right?
yeah, right now on Avery's team, yeah, one of his draft guys. So good to see that
Nice.
there. So besides the triple for the points against us, but yeah, good for Ashton though.
Yeah. Hopping over field 14, probably some of the more, I don't know, electric, really good games across the board. All, however many games it was, all 6 games were really, really good for on field 14. You had North Cobb Christian, Northgate, Savannah Christian, and Walton. North Cobb Christian and Walton were pretty much the Bash Bros of the weekend. They were on the smaller field, not that it would have mattered, but you had Carson Bruce with 3 bombs, JD with a bomb, Troy. I'm not even gonna try. Mastro had a bomb for me. I think he had a. They put out some crazy stat on him.
He's got 2 or 3 grand slams this year already.
No, but it was like he has. Let me look. But yeah, they went off. Cooper Fitch was awesome. You've been hearing rumblings of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Troy has batted 455 over 6 games with a school record 4 bombs in 4 straight games with 15 RBIs. So crazy numbers there for the Cleveland State commit. My buddy used to coach at Cleveland State. He just took a pro job in Arizona, but like Cleveland State a lot, like that head guy. So that'll be a good fit for Troy. But yeah, those games were really good. I think Logan Weidman had 3 bombs.
I mean, even so, I mean, those teams all hit a ton of bombs, and then you got Savannah Christian scored 29 runs this weekend as well across their 3 games.
Yeah,
So,
and
against good competition.
I messed up on Savannah Christian's classification ranking. I had them on the site, and I messed the graphic up. So we had some Savannah Christian guys in the comments being 6-1, 6-2, being NCC and Walton, right?
Hmm.
And so yeah, I screwed that one up. At the end of the day, I got to be a graphic design guy too, and I messed it up. But we do have them at 7 in that classification on the website. We'll get it fixed next weekend. But fun team.
Shout out to Card Patrick, yeah.
Yeah, had a massive swing. I don't even know the situation, but I think it was to tie it, right?
He won. I think he took the lead. I think against North Carolina Christian. I believe it was a go ahead swing there.
Yeah, went backside too, but put up some big runs against 3 really good teams. Northgate was fun to watch. They were a team I got to see in the playoffs last year. Sam Lowe was awesome at shortstop. Threkheld, I think it's Max. I missed his bomb, but he had some really good swings from the left side. So they'll be a team I probably get back to see at some point. They got some sophomores towards the bottom of that lineup that I really like as well with Ledger Clements and Gabe Bone. But yeah, exciting games there in that division with almost double digit home runs, I think.
Yeah, it was a fun weekend in that group, man. I mean, also to see Carson Bruce, we went out and saw him at practice day. I think our
So
first,
physical.
and it was like, yeah, the swings just continued to get better. Former future gamer for us, and you just knew he was going to start hitting for power. One of the bombs was just so funny. I like walked in the tower to get a lineup, and I was like glanced over, and I was like, oh, he's hitting. Let me just like video real quick. And first pitch just goes like massive pulls. I wish I would have kept video, and he had like that's the best reaction at home plate of the weekend that time, and I didn't even realize it. Like flex into home plate, the whole team was there.
Emory got it. Emory got the photos of it.
Yeah, there's some
Yeah.
sweet photos of it, but yeah, I just didn't know. I didn't even realize that until afterwards that he did that. I'm not mad I didn't keep showing that. But shout out to Carson, one of my guys.
He went first pitch on me too. I was running over to get open side, and I threw it up, and he
got
goes
3 bombs on him this weekend. Like, we didn't get one really good one, and that's like
back. We got backside, net,
backside
and from the tower.
And it's just but like. And then he went, but I did get him 104.8 pull side double. So just really swinging it, man, this week. Awesome to see that. That whole team has been scoring a ton of runs to open the year. We knew that lineup was going to hit. So, and they're getting guys on the mound to step up big for them. You mentioned
Yeah, Fitch will be huge.
Up to 90 for them as well. Max Bowman's going to be big for them in a multi-use role as well. So they got the pieces. I did them so dirty on their team preview, saying the senior class has been heartbroken 2 years in a row, and they won state 2 years ago. That was just such a burden on me. It was Rockbard who had the heartbreak there 2 years ago.
Who was that? That was Asher. What was his name? Asher Sabom. That was his year.
Sabon's team and Molinex
Yeah.
team. Yeah. So yeah, that was a fun one there that I messed up on, and Coach Keen let me hear that when I was there at practice day. But yeah, good weekend for them boys. That junior outfield can carry any team that you really put them on. So good to see them hitting early and bombs from both of them and Tambora swinging it well as well. Man. So
Yeah.
good to see.
Yep, two more divisions here. Field 15 was Chapel Hill, North Forsyth, Peach, and Sequoia. Saw a little bit of Sequoia. Mason, I told him he was like just missing stuff in his first game, and then proceeds to go off in games 2 and 3 with almost three bombs. Ended up being one bomb, pull side triple, and then dead center triple, kind of right center, deepest part of the field. He's an uncommitted bat. I love the swing from the left side. Uncommitted junior that's going to be big for them. Duke Sanders was good. Drew Harmon was really solid. We hadn't seen him in a while, but he's been putting in some work. Looks good. Diego closed out one of the games I saw. He had a bomb too, right? Diego,
A walk off grand slam for a run rule win. Yeah,
dang,
and it was a
yeah. Him
great
and
swing
Drew,
too.
him and
Yeah,
Drew are like the sneakiest quote unquote, PO hitters in high school.
I was talking to Drew on Friday, and he was more fired up to hit than he was to pitch. And I'm
And
like,
he
you
tied
are.
the game.
I know.
He hit
I'm
a
like,
backside.
because like I guess he like Lake Forest's his favorite place to hit. Like everybody, I mean, everybody says that regardless, but like, it was just so funny on a day he was starting to hear how fired up he was to hit. I was like, you're the
And he went
funniest guy.
backside to tie the game I was watching. And then, Blake Ciesla was really good. Dason Dukic is a guy that I think that's got a chance. He's a sophomore. I barely barely caught his last inning on the mound. He was up to 86, I believe. I got a couple pitches. I didn't really get enough, but saw he had some barrels at the plate as well. Kyle Sims is a sophomore for them that's having a good year. Duke Sanders, I think I mentioned, had a couple barrels. Colby Martin was really good out of the leadoff spot for them. Love that swing. Made a couple good plays defensively for me as well. North Forsyth, I'm gonna have to get back over and see them. They're not far from me, so
Yeah,
I didn't
I
really.
missed on them. I didn't make it over there to
Yeah,
see.
I didn't bear down on them a ton, but I'll definitely see them again soon. I did see Prince's Braden Prince, right? No, this is the little brother. I saw he got in the mix a little bit, but they got a senior heavy
Trey Wyndham
team.
had 5 hits on
Had
the
a big
weekend as
weekend.
well. Yeah, I think he's hitting over 500 this year to start. Guy we saw
Yeah,
in the fall, and we kind of knew it was coming for him,
yeah,
and it's starting to see it early. So awesome to see that from him.
yeah. And then Terry Sean Asbury had a big bomb. It probably went at least 400 feet. It was on top of the maintenance building in left field. I know he had multiple other hits on the weekend as well. So yeah, that was a good division. Peaches got some uncommitted juniors that I liked. Will they be back? Are they back again?
I think so. I
Yeah,
think
they're back.
Peaches.
They're back on 14 next weekend, so we'll get to see them again. Um, all right, rounding out the last division, and we'll be done. So you guys can quit hearing me cough.
You're
But we got
making it, dude. You're doing so good.
Bremen, Campbell, Denmark, and Milton. Bremen gets the win in this pool. Carter Allen was quite electric. He looks like he's added 10, 15 pounds even since All State, since we saw him.
I know.
Up to 93, kind of really throwing like disappearing fastballs, to be honest. It's super electric. The first inning, he really didn't throw a ball under 91. He was like 92.7, 92.8, 92.6, 92.4. So he struck out the side in the first. Had a couple errors behind him in the second, but ended up settling in. They ended up coming back on, or kind of not coming back. Yeah, coming back a little bit, but ended up beating Denmark. Cooper Mincy had a bomb. But yeah, good little team. I almost went up to see them last week, but held off since we saw them at Dugout Club. But fun team with a fresh with a freshman catcher catching Carter. I need to get his name. I got a little backside hit from him. Apologies there. I forgot his name, but caught him really well. That's not an easy guy to catch. It's 99.3 with some serious run spin and run on at 2,700. He was spinning the fastball. So yeah, good stuff from Bremen. Denmark
I
was
know.
kind of Denmark. James
I know
Callaway
they
got
were
his
looking to
first
make a noise
varsity
there.
start. Huh?
No, I said I know Bremen was fired up for that win as well. I know
Oh
they
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
went into
No,
that
I
went
love
into
their
that
coaching
matchup
staff.
like kind of looking at it as like a statement game for them early in the year. A team that has something to prove this year, and obviously getting over a team like Denmark we're about to talk about, who's got as much talent as anybody like in that
Yeah,
conference as well.
James Callaway got his first varsity start, missed it. I did not think he was being in the rotation. I thought he was out of the pen, so I was on the other side. Missed that, but good numbers, 4 or 5 innings for them. I think if he can step into that role and let Powell go to the bullpen or like a closer role, I think that'll really help. This was Curtis. I think he had his typical 5, 6 innings of strikes. Jack swung it well all weekend.
Yeah, just
Left the almost left the yard on Carter. Ran into it like a 91-mile-an-hour fastball in the inner half, but got the barrel to it and went down the left field line for a double. And then he went 102 pull side later in the game as well.
yeah, hit 100 for me right at a guy as well, and just finding barrels. I saw he got a couple of chances in the 3-hole for that team as well. We kind of knew he was going to get a shot early. The swing is too good, and just he knows how to hit good pitching now. Like the swing, the approach is advanced, can really get the barrel to anything, and hit it hard as well. Biondo, good to see him with a pull
Good
side
weekend.
bomb as well. Lee and Gino continue to hit it, swinging well earlier, and some pull side doubles as well for both of them. That lineup is as deep as it gets. They got pieces throughout, and obviously facing good competition and early in the year, like especially like Carter Allen, being ready for that. Like when you're going to facing something like that second week, and you talk about the fastball being visible, man, it really is, and the effective velocity is probably even harder than he throws. So guys with like the extension and for his delivery, just getting down the mound, it's hard to pick up on. So
Yeah, and
it
even
was fun.
and even last year, he was like one of the best, I guess, consistent velo guys I saw in that whole 27 group. Like when I went to see him multiple times, he was 87, 89 the entire outing for 5, 6, 7 innings. That's awesome to see. Now up over 90 doing the same thing. He threw a couple balls that were 80, 89, but for the most part, he was all 90 plus. Jason Williams had a 7 for 11 weekend with 2 doubles out of the leadoff spot. Hit a really good barrel on Carter, first pitch changeup. Yeah, he's a good leadoff guy for them. I think they just got to kind of find their lineup they want to roll with, find the roles, who needs to go where, and then let the rest kind of take care of itself. Thatcher was back. I hate I missed that. He was hurt. I didn't think he was going to be back yet, but saw he had 3, 4 for 7 weekend. But they're right down the road, so I'll get back over to see them at some point. So yeah, I think that about does it for Dugout Club. We're getting ready for week 2 now. Some exciting teams. North Oconee is going to be fun to see. Um, Maynard Jackson, Jefferson's off to a hot start. Habersham Central's a fun team that I've seen a good bit of. We
Druid
got
Hills.
Decula, Druid Hills, East Side. We get to see Tripp, Swords. West Lawrence off to a 4-0 start. Franklin County, Alexander. I think we're going to have a Connor Langdon appearance on Friday, so that'll be good to see.
Pretty cool there.
Harrison's back at it on Peachtree Ridge. Kel Vidalia, who's coming off kind of a breakout year in the same division as Cherokee Bluff.
Yeah, that's huge.
So that's going to be a good matchup for sure.
Yeah, pump for that. Pump for the. It was tough. I mean, my body wasn't ready for the summer grind this week, man.
Yeah, the
Eight
steps were
fields,
the steps were
eight
put in
fields
for
for
sure.
4 straight slots in pretty warm weather was caught me off guard on Sunday. I woke up and I was like, wow, wasn't ready to feel like this. And we ran a good event down in Dublin as well. Shout out to that facility down at Southern Pines, man. Just one of the
Yeah.
coolest places we've got to do an event at. Big.
Well, and I was gonna say when we were talking about Ryland, shout out to Logan Poole, Washington County. Coach Mobley's got his next Ryland Jenkins on their way up. He ran a 6.98 and swung it well from the left side as well. So I asked him if he was planning on being the next Ryland Jenkins, and he sounded like that was the plan. So good little eighth grader on the way up for Washington County. Um, outside of that, any sneak peeks of where you're headed this week? Any big matchups got your eyes on?
Oh man, I'm excited. I mean, I know with region play getting into it, man, I might have to get out and see a big one there with. I know it's a big 3-game set with Mountain View and Buford. I know that's a pretty big matchup there in that region. One of those teams is going to probably win that region every year.
That's
So
the. I mean, I think they let off last year too, because that's whenever I went. I went for Breck versus Dex.
yeah, getting out the Thursday and Friday. I mean, Wednesday and Thursday, just the options are kind of all over the place, man. There's a lot of good baseball. We're already getting to that time of the year where we're gonna have to make some tough decisions early.
Yeah, still trying to get out to see guys that we haven't saw, but at the same time, we don't want to miss the matchups.
No, yeah,
Uh,
it's tough, man. Like region play this week is pretty good. So I got some fun ones. Gonna got a few new places over the next 2 weeks that I've never been before. So pretty pumped up for that. Some guys I'm excited to see. Gonna get out to Brookstone here in the next 2 weeks, which is really cool. Shout out to Brett and Neil and those boys down there. So told them at preseason All State I was gonna make it a point to get out there early. So pretty fired up about that. But yeah, man, this is the best time just making schedules and just with GDC, just being able to see all these teams at one spot 2 weeks in a row just makes things so much better. Like
yeah, there's some good
you feel like you
matchups
have
too with
such
the
a great
teams.
feel, early in the year. It's good to see all the coaches and the players. Like everybody's fired up. Obviously, being in the facilities at one spot, playing good competition, just getting yourself prepared for region play is the biggest thing for all these teams. But it's good to see the arms ready. It's good to see the young guys swinging it early and some of these uncommitted kids that are ready to be playing, ready to make an impact now. Like it's been all across the board with uncommitted bats. They're really those good. We talk about the guys at Troop with Mosley and Munkus. Like they have a chance to be power four commits sometime this spring. Like it's those type of impact right there, and they're still floating around on 27 markets. Seeing that early, it's great to see. The competition in Georgia is just awesome to see early. But yeah, fired up, man.
Yeah, gonna be a good week. We'll thank you guys for tuning in. We got Georgia Dugout Club Scout Blog coming out tomorrow, and this thing's
Oh,
pretty beefed up. We're already at 6 pages of guys, 5 pages of guys. Probably will be 7 or 8. So stay tuned for that. We'll have that coming out. We'll have all tournament team coming out on Wednesday, along with staff selects from the weekend as well. Classification rankings got updated today. Power 25 tomorrow, and then yeah, from there I got diamond notes sent back out. So make sure you tell your coaches to check your email to submit you guys for Player of the Week. I'll get a tweet out as well that says like enter your submissions here. They have to be submitted by coaches. So just send your coaches that link so they can nominate guys for diamond notes, and then we'll pick a player and a pitcher of the week each week. Should be able to get that out this week. If not, we'll get everybody added for next week, and then get consistent with it there the following week. But yeah, outside of that, we're glad to be back. Sorry for the cough again. We'll hopefully be gone by next Sunday. Outside of that, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you guys in the next one.